Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, Episode 7. Got 3 words I want to take a close look at today. Let's get started. I want you to read these words right out loud. What's this first word? How about this? The third word. All right, were any of those tricky to read? Keep watching. I'm going to review those words, show you some information and some strategies you might want to recall next time you're stuck trying to read words like those, or even spell words like those when you're working independently. First, a reminder of the fable of the tortoise and the hare, and the moral: slow and steady wins the race. With great advice when you are stuck trying to read a big unfamiliar word like this one, which is unfamiliar. Think of these words as races. There's a finish line, and if you read like the hare, you might want to get that finish line first, and you'll zip through big words like this. That's where mistakes can happen. But if you read like the tortoise, take it slow and steady when you come to these words. That patience is definitely going to help improve your ability to decode them. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's practice. First word I showed you is kind of tricky. It starts with fast. Then it gets a little weird. What's this? You know, that's C. Letter C there can make a K sound. C has 2 sounds. So maybe you're looking at this and think it starts fast, or is that skin maybe? No, up top is skin. That's C followed by an I. It's definitely going to make an S sound, which is the soft C sound. C makes 2 sounds. It's hard to recall both of them in the moment. But this word starts with fasten, almost like the C is silent. And recognize this word from social studies, and this ending, T-I-O-N. Yeah, that's, what is that? Oh yeah, it's fascination. That's an abstract noun. And the root word is fascinate, which is a verb. And the origin of that word is in Latin, fascinare. And fascinale in Latin, this SC, well, in this word is making the SH sound. Isn't that odd? Fascinale in Latin means to enchant or to cast a spell, like, ooh, like somebody's cast a spell on you. It's another Latin word meaning the same thing, fascinatus, casting a spell. And this part of that Latin word was kept in English, and there was an E added to make the word fascinate. That's what we have it in English now. The C, because it's followed by an I, that's going to make an S sound. Like you might think it's spelled fascinate with an S, but you can also think of it as a silent C, fascinate, which makes me think of the word fasten, like you fasten your seatbelts. That's that T in fasten. There's a T, but it's silent. And because the root word is fast, you know, words have more than one meaning, and one of the meanings of the word fast is securely. Like if you have a boat, you've got to tie those the ropes. They're called lines in boating. You have to tie those lines fast so that your boat doesn't float away. Right? So anyway, back to this other Latin word, fascination. Fascination. There's the big Latin root, A-T-I-O-N, fascination. And that's where we get the English word fascination. Fascination. And, you know, fascination means really interest. You're really interested in something. You have a fascination. Ooh. Quick reminder, this is a Latin root you need to know how to identify when you're reading, but also to be able to spell, right? Because it's tricky because it sounds like Asian or Asian, depending on what you've learned or where you live, maybe. But it's spelled A-T-I-O-N, so keep it in mind. Next word I showed you starts with what looks like vac. Now there's nation, we were just talking about that. Yeah, this is the word vaccination. It's a noun, the root word is vaccinate. And the tricky part of this word is the double C, the consonant pair, double C there, because it can make a K sound. Like here's the word soccer. Everyone's familiar with the word soccer. Seems like it's spelled with the word sock though, right? But because this C is followed by an I, that's definitely going to be a soft C sound, making an S. So that's vaccine. And it comes from the root vaccine. And we're all familiar with the word vaccine these days. But it seems like vaccine should be spelled with an X, maybe vaccine, like the girl's name Maxine. Anyway, vaccine is another tricky part, the second syllable. Seems like it should be spelled seen, like with your eyes. But this I-N-E, that is a French root, right? You see it all the time. It looks like it should say ein, but it's een. And you see it in words like marine and cuisine and magazine. We get a lot of words in English from the French language, and vaccine might be considered one of them. But the origin of that word is in Latin, vaccinus. Vaccinus Vaccinus, that's CC in Latin. In this example is pronounced with a CH, vaccinus. And vaccinus in Latin means from cows. Yeah, from cows. Moo. That's because the Latin word vacca that's the Latin word for cow. All right, so a long time ago, and I don't have time to tell you the whole story. You might want to Google it. It's an interesting story. There was a British doctor, Edward Jenner, in 1796, back in George Washington days. He created the first vaccine, and it was based on the disease cowpox. All right, so in this painting, see the book with a cow on it? It's because he's famous for using cowpox to create a vaccine. And he needed a word, so he took the Latin word for cow, vacca, kept this part, and he added the French root ine, and got the word vaccine. Interesting story. Now, vaccine has a silent E on the end. Drop that and add A-T-I-O-N. You have the word vaccination. And vaccination. Come here, Bessie. Come back. Yo, where'd you go? Time for your vaccination. Moo. This Latin root, again, you need to know A-T-I-O-N. It's pronounced Asian or Asian, but it's spelled A-T-I-O-N. Right? See it in celebration, relaxation, and vaccination. All right, the last word I think you recognize, but there's Asian again. It's vacation. Vacation's a noun. The root word is vacate, which is a verb, and that comes from Latin too, vacatus. Vacatus in Latin means be empty. To be empty, this part of the Latin word was kept in English. We just added an E to V-A-C-A-T to get the word vacate. And vacate means pack up your stuff, all right, and leave. Get out, vacate. Vacate's got a silent E at the end. We're gonna make that, pack that E up and make it leave. And we're gonna add I-O-N to get vacation. And a vacation, if you think about it, is an empty house. And that's why it's familiar with the Latin root about being empty, vacation. All right, that's it for today's lesson. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook for more decoding videos like this one. Tell a friend, a family member, or a teacher about me too. That'd be great. Pass the good word. My Facebook page has a photo album that is full of reading challenges that I've written to help you continue practice decoding these big words at home and to awesomeize your fluency. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Come back and see me soon.